Welcome to Moana's Meadow Report. Today is August 23rd, 2018. It's Thursday. Man, it was a great day. I worked today, however, I did get paid. So payday for me means a full tank of gas. It means groceries. It means doing my on paper on purpose, which should be my budget mostly, but in this case, I haven't gotten that habit of having a budget or a family meeting, which I definitely want to work on. The budget I have is like in my head, so it still leaves room for mistakes, and then I can't like compare and go, oh wow, we got way off track because here's our budget on paper, but this is where we went. So I have yet to do that. However, my particular on paper on purpose was the emergency fund, putting $200 aside to build that emergency fund of $1,000. So we are at $700 now, which is, it feels really great. The last time that we were at $1,000 was in June, and we dipped into that because my husband felt really prompted to have us go visit his family, and it had been 3 years since we had visited his family. So even though it was not an emergency, it felt urgent that we go. So we used that $1,000. We had that $1,000 in June for a total of 1 week. So now we're going to be working towards having $1,000 again. Target date is going to be mid-September, I'd say. And then the target on once we fulfill having that $1,000, the next target will be to maintain that $1,000 for longer than a week. When we had the $1,000 in June, we did not have a specific account that was allocated only for the emergency fund. And I'm kind of a stickler because Dave Ramsey says a money market account, and then he says or a savings account, but I really wanted to do the money market part. And it took quite some time to find a bank that had a money market, because a lot of them nowadays, it seems like, just say, well, it's a savings account, so it's the same thing. But I wanted specifically a money market account. I found a credit union that has that. So in June, I didn't have the credit union, and I didn't have that specific allocated account for that. So now I do, and that feels really good. Last pay period, I put in $200, and we dipped into it $100 worth. So this pay period, I put in $200 again, but I'm telling myself, all right, we're not going to dip into it. Usually when I dip into the funds that I'm not supposed to be touching, it's to cover gas and then groceries. So it's not like major purchases or anything like that. But then again, it's not an emergency. It's oops, you didn't plan well. You didn't budget well. So I want to create a habit of having one no-spend day a month. I want to create a habit... Hi, Predator. I want to create a habit of having 2 family meetings a month. And we've never had a family meeting, like a budget meeting. But Dave Ramsey says you need to be communicating with... Oops, and then there's a mosquito that wants to join the... No, go away. Not you, Predator. Just that mosquito. Come here. Hi. He's just like, time for bed. Say hi, Predator. Hi, Predator. Okay. What was I saying? On paper, on purpose. Yeah. So many goals to work on. I want the main thing that I'm excited for with that $1,000 is to see how long I could keep it just untouched. So that'll be really neat. And I do want to build an emergency fund for my emergency fund, the same way Sharon has and Rachel Cruz has with, Sharon is Dave Ramsey's wife and Rachel Cruz is Dave Ramsey's daughter, but both of them have an emergency fund for their emergency fund, so I'm excited to get that going. I have yet to get the credit report to figure out my debt, but I'm excited to get to that point where I figure out my debt or our debt, because I want to see how long it will take to get out of debt. Hopefully less than 2 years. And then on top of that, Predator's really looking at me saying time for bed. Credit report. Dang it, I'm getting super distracted. I'm super tired. Credit report. Oh yeah. Out of debt. So then when we get out of debt, we'll be able to save up to go to Tennessee to do our debt-free scream. You could do the debt-free scream over the phone, but I just want to see him in person. And from what I've gathered with the shows, is he does come out and give you a hug, which, like, there's a whole list. I said that on my last Meadow report, I believe. There's a whole list of people I intend on meeting, and he's one of them. And I'm just looking forward to doing the debt-free scream, telling our story, and getting a hug from him. I mean, like, I'm super excited, and I've never been to Tennessee. His offices are in Tennessee. He's building a new office. Oops, Predator's looking at me again like bedtime. So when we do the debt-free scream, I think it'll be actually in the new office, the new building, because right now they have like 6 or 7 buildings, and because all the departments are spread out, but they keep on growing. They're now almost at 700 people or employees for the Lampo Group, which is the Dave Ramsey Solutions company. So right now they're building, you can see it off the freeway, they're building his new facility, and it's going to be all under one roof, because he has all these devotionals every Monday, every Wednesday. Like, the whole company has to, like, get together and have a meeting. Like, he makes sure the whole company's on board with all their plans, and I'm just like, that is cool. I mean, technically, I wish I could work for Dave Ramsey. But yeah. So what was I saying? When we do the debt-free scream, I'm fairly certain that we'll be doing it in the new facility. So that's going to be exciting too. But Predator keeps on looking at me saying, bedtime. And I'm like, okay. So have an amusing rest of your day. And, yeah. Keep those goals going. Or if you haven't started saving, then just know that you could start anytime. And just with the act of you saying, you know what, I think I should start saving, that's a step. That's amazing. So the best of luck to you, and I better go, because Predator just keeps on going, stop talking. I stay a meowsing. Meow.